Hey, it's Liz with Lawsuit Tracker. Here's an overview for everything you need to know about the GLP-1 lawsuit, sometimes called the Ozempic lawsuit. This is a multi-district litigation, and it is MDL number 3094. It is a products liability litigation, and it's out of the Eastern District of Pennsylvania. The judge overseeing this case is Judge Karen Spencer Marson. This is a failure to warn lawsuit. The defendants are Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk. Novo Nordisk is in charge of manufacturing Ozempic, Rybelsus, Wegovy, and Saxenda. Eli Lilly is responsible for Trulicity, Mounjaro, and Zepbound. This litigation is only taking a look at the name brand, and that is because they're suing the manufacturers of the name brand drug. If you were using a generic form of semaglutide, anything like that, any GLP-1 drug, you would not be eligible for this lawsuit. The allegations against Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk are that they failed to warn about the increased risk of gastrointestinal disorders, including gastroparesis and intestinal blockages, as well as things like blood clots and vision loss as a result of the use. During this litigation, there have been warnings added to a handful of these drugs by the FDA. So to qualify for this lawsuit, the diagnosis must be prior to any warnings going out on the labels. With this being a federal lawsuit, sometimes statutes of limitations can get a little bit complex. My advice, as always, is to reach out to law firms that may be interested in evaluating your case further, giving them as much details as possible. They'll go ahead and evaluate, see if it's something they can move forward with. For these types of lawsuits, law firms end up pulling your prescription records and your medical records to prove use and injury, review, and then file in federal court. Right now we're in the discovery status. That just means there have not been any trials or settlements yet for this lawsuit. The main injuries of this lawsuit are stomach paralysis or gastroparesis, typically very severe cases that have been formally diagnosed, bowel obstructions, typically that result in surgical intervention, and we have been looking at NAION, N-A-I-O-N, which is when your optic nerve has a stroke and you lose vision in one eye, in rare cases both, and then DVT, so blood clots in the legs, or pulmonary embolisms, blood clots in the lungs. There are some other injuries that are being accepted, necrotizing pancreatitis, specifically pancreatic cancer, gallbladder removal prior to March of 2022, and that is because, again, this is a failure to warn lawsuit, and it was put on the label in March of 2022. If you have any injuries that were warned for, again, it would not qualify for this lawsuit. These drugs are typically prescribed for type 2 diabetes or weight loss management. If you or a loved one have used one of these name brand drugs and have been injured in some way, check out our website at lawsuittracker.org, see if you qualify. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. And as always, like and follow for more, and I'll keep you up to date.